for Brooklyn. They're just looking for some consistency. And with their record, when you talk to people within the franchise and around the league, the one thing the Nets have done is still given professional effort. There's been no backbiting and any kind of histrionics. And that's a credit to Kenny Atkinson and his staff because, yes, this team doesn't have the talent needed yet, but they haven't completely unraveled even with all the losses piling up.
That doesn't always play that way in the NBA. And we've lost 15 games in a row. I mean, this is a team that started 4-5, and now they find themselves 9-48.
But, you know, I'm also going to credit guys like Luis Scola and Brook Lopez. I mean, you know, guys that are professional. Jeremy Lin has been injured. He just came back last night, but you may not have the horses on a given night. It doesn't mean you can't give a professional effort, and I think they've done that. Curry hit behind Pachulia, and Stephen dropping in the three.
I love the way Stephen Curry waited for the screen, and I love the way that Pachulia held the screen. He was wide open. The big men, some want to come out, some don't.
Hollis Jefferson misfiring with the left hand, and Klay Thompson will push. And Hollis Jefferson, good defense. They took it away, and Klay's got to commit the take foul. So take me through this screen and why you liked it, Jim.
Well, watch Steph Curry with the ball. He's patient. Watch him lean a little to the right, and then he comes back strongly to the left. And you can see Lopez does not want to leave the paint. You set a screen like that, and you have Stephen Curry shoot, you're not going to have any problem with your offense. He's going to score a bundle. That's
going to be an over and back violation. Brooklyn commits the most turnovers in the NBA. They allow the most points. They commit the most turnovers. And if you do that against the Warriors, you could have a problem because, by the way, the Warriors score the most points in the NBA. Klay Thompson inside.
You know, Bob, I wanted our truck to show that play by Curry because he's getting more patient. In the past, sometimes he rushes that screen, doesn't give a chance to get it set, and then the center gets an offensive foul.
Curry with the quick hands. Comes up with a steal. Klay ran to the three-point line. Reload triple is good. It's not the third quarter. It's the first quarter, but the Warriors have come out very sharp. Building a very quick 10-point lead. Run, spread the floor, and you got the best shooters in the world.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 10 on the Nets. Steve Kerr has said without Draymond Green's fire, edge, and passion, the Warriors would be in trouble. So when the game gets heated, he wants Draymond to get right up to the edge, but not cross it. And that's asking a lot, he said, because Draymond already plays right at the edge. And he said that's what makes him great. That's why he is who he is. That's what we need from him. And Steve also made sure to echo the message to his entire team, though, that while it can be frustrating in the heat of the moments, and refs, they have a hard job. It's a tough game to officiate, and he said they just have to play through it. Guys?
Well, that's the thing is officials are far more consistent, actually, than players. But they have nights where they're on and off, and it is frustrating if you have a call missed or two. But for the Warriors, they have to play their game. But Julian, what a rebound, but then ripped away by Harris. Steph trying to take it away. Loose on the deck to Foy. Jeremy Lin dropping it off, and Brooklyn, after all that work, gets the Hollis Jefferson dunk.
Nice play by Jeremy Lin. Well, we know they play hard, like you say. And back to Draymond Green. It's kind of, it really helps all the radio personalities when he acts like that and does those things because it gives them something to talk about for about 2 days. 48 hours of Draymond Green and what they should do about it. Everybody panics.
Draymond working inside. Pachulia coming up with a miss, but had it knocked away.
And he may have gotten fouled, but he didn't even complain.
Joe Harris sensing a seam and getting all the way in, but missed the layup.
Well, he shoots more of his shots from three-point range, but he couldn't resist that one and then didn't get it down.
Well, you're totally right on the tempo. Neither team taking their foot off the accelerator. And Pachulia held by Foy.
Brooklyn foul charge, number 2, Manny Foy, first personal. First team foul. Substitution for the Nets, checking the game first time tonight.
So Spencer Dinwiddie will check in. A 41% three-point shooter. And as Jim said, you get the green light to shoot him on this team. Dinwiddie out of Colorado. This is his third year. Hollis Jefferson. Now that's too easy. And that's that transition defense that was one of your keys.
You've got to stop the ball. In fact, they scored their first basket with Lynn going coast to coast.
Steph stops and just drops in a triple. He is shooting the best he ever has from three in this building. It's incredible.
Well, earlier in the year, just not too long ago, he was under 40%. That's not his standard. There, I love the way he went under the screen on Foy. Foy's not going to stop and pop there. This time he goes around and it makes Pachulia defend him.
And all that defense results in a 24-second violation.
Well, when Pachulia jump switches like that, they've got to give the ball up. It's a dangerous game to play that way. I think with Randy Foy, you can go under that screen 90% of the time.
That is Jacques Vaughn. It is sitting next to Kenny Atkinson. Tutored well in the Utah and Spurs system. Curry was hoping for a foul there. Steph didn't get it.
Jacques Vaughn had a little stint as a head coach in Orlando.
He did.
He can shoot it.
34% for Lopez on threes. Dinwiddie 41%, and he drops it in.
He just doesn't take a lot of them. He can't resist that one. He's wide open.
And Steve Kerr's going to use the timeout, and about midway through the quarter, you're getting an idea of the energy and effort that Brooklyn plays with. So Steph Curry, we talked about his three-point shooting. We'll explain coming up. Warrior lead at 6, and we discussed Steph's three-point shooting as part of our McDonald's True Story. This is the best he's ever shot at Oracle. The 47% this year is a career high in the last 5 games at 56% from distance.
But yet, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Bob, it seems like through the years, he scores more points on the road than he does at home.
He has, but to your point earlier, Jim, when he was under 40%,
yep,
he's rectified that the last 14 games at 46% on threes.
You know what that's called? Mental toughness.
Julian blocked by Lopez.
Stephen Curry may look like a high school kid, but I'll tell you what, he is tough-minded inside, and he is a competitor. You've heard me talk about through the years, mental toughness, and how important it is.
What a move by Dinwiddie to flip it around and in and draw the foul. So Spencer Dinwiddie averages only 7 points a game. He had a 3 earlier, and this is a really nice finish, plus the contact.
The hesitation. It froze Pachulia, and that gave him a little bit of an angle. And I like that shot. I could show a few of those reels for you on that one.
He's been playing very good basketball, and that he channeled a little Jim Barnett on that reverse.
I have to say, it did look very familiar.
Did you have the goatee ever? That's what I want to know.
I never had that. Here's a man that has been getting more aggressive at the offensive end. I love to see it.
Iguodala right off the bench and right into the bucket.
You know what I liked about him the other night against OKC? Or excuse me, the LA Clippers? He had 4 turnovers. Okay? He's got the best assist-to-turnover ratio in the league. He had 4 turnovers because he's being aggressive. It was okay. I like to see that.
You mentioned Harris. That's his job. Hitting from the corner 3. He's at 39%. Gives you 8 points a game off the bench. Curry took a bump, and that time we'll get to the line.
Yeah, Joe Harris didn't get a lot of playing time in Cleveland. He was there for 2 years. But he's not a bad player.
In Brooklyn, Jim has referenced it. The Nets got up 16 points at halftime. And the Warriors coming back to win that game, 117-101. Free throw down. Take the Warriors on the go this season. And stream games on CSNBayArea.com and the NBC Sports app. Brought to you by NorCal Honda dealers. So Klay Thompson will sit. Ian Clark checks in. McCaw, Clark, JaVale McGee. Along with Steph Curry and Iguodala.
Steve Kerr was asked before the game, McCaw over Clark, he's moved ahead. He said, no, they're about to claim it's just a matter of matchup.
That's it. Isaiah Whitehead, second-round pick out of Seton Hall as Lopez is denied. Curry catch and shoot three. Rainbowed it in.
That was a 4.
Lopez inside. McGee didn't leave his feet. That was nice. JaVale in by the pump fake. Ian Clark from the elbow and rimmed it out.
Pace so fast we can't talk about McGee's block because that was a terrific move by Lopez and a better defensive play by McGee the time before this possession. 2 times ago.
They double Lopez.
Smart.
Shot clock at 8 and he traveled. He just kept moving backwards, never dribbled.
3 possessions ago. That's how fast the pace has been. This is a terrific move. And what a response from McGee. He read it perfectly and he pounced on it. And we talk about that one.
As you said, from Fremont, basically, that should be a 4. He's running that weave up top. JaVale set the screen. Brooklyn responded. McCaw the open 3. And that rimmed out.
That's what I call a good miss. Just about an inch short. Straight on them.
Sean Kilpatrick, who should be familiar to Warrior fans, had been down in Santa Cruz. He draws the foul.
They've got a couple of non-drafted players.
They do.
That get a lot of playing time. Jeremy Lin, of course.
A couple D-League guys that have made it into the NBA. Jeremy Lin's working on year number 7.
These guys, you can see right now, they play hard.
Warriors season ticket priority list at 37,000 and counting. It's your chance to secure priority over the general public for season tickets at the Chase Center. Sign up at Warriors.com or 888-GSW-HOOP. With representatives ready to help you right now. Drove by the Chase Center location just the other day, Jim.
Yes.
There is a lot of work already rolling. Okay. It's kind of fun. It's exciting.
Well, the groundbreaking, they had some of those.
They did.
I don't know. You've got a brother in some construction.
Yeah, my dad, too. They know they have the cranes going, the excavators, the whole bit. Curry missing. McGee hustling.
Keeping it alive.
JaVale, and he just couldn't reverse it. But JaVale again! McGee is everywhere. Curry 3. And JaVale's got it again. But then finally taken. Talk about activity. Whitehead carried the ball, and the Nets turn it over. JaVale McGee.
Well, we might have to call on Greg Potter and might use that line again. JaVale McGee is Superman. If he just made that one.
That pass back. And Whitehead filling the lane will lay it up and in.
And that's how to run a 2-on-1. Right there. You get McCaw to commit. Make it easy layup. Perfectly done.
So Kilpatrick with Whitehead. Trevor Booker, who has been with Utah and Washington, another solid veteran presence. Justin Hamilton at the center spot, and Dinwiddie guarding Curry. We'll put more size on Steph. And Clark spaces out for a 3. And he turned around. He knew that was down. Got that with confidence.
That last turnover led to an easy hoop. That's what did the Warriors in that first half against the Clippers. Too many turnovers.
Patrick missing that 3. Curry tipped it out to Andre. Iguodala will push. Curry hides behind JaVale McGee and drops in the jumper.
Well, he knows how to get to a spot where he can just launch that deadly touch that he has.
Curry with 13 of the Warriors' 30. And the lead at 9 as Brooklyn takes time. 9-point Warrior lead. Minute 40 remaining in the first. 25 Warrior games left. Giants spring training augments the beginning of the baseball season. Cueto and Bumgarner a year ago, 2 of an outstanding 4 starters for the Giants. When you think of Matt Moore and Jeff Samardzija, And they're taking out the Dodgers on CSN Bay Area. Kruk and Kite. John Miller and Dave Fleming, best broadcast crew in baseball. And Hooker inside.
After a timeout, you don't want that to happen. I like those ERAs. On a 2.75.
You get to the playoffs where pitching matters more. The Giants have the starters, and now they have a closer in Melanson. They're going to be good.
Draymond Green thought he was going to get called for traveling. That's why he launched that crazy shot.
Yeah, didn't hit iron, so the shot clock at 7.
I'm not sure. Do they know it? Yeah, they know.
JaVale inside, tipping it up. JaVale McGee, another rebound. And then he threw it off of Hamilton. Tell you what, the activity level of JaVale McGee has been something else.
I think it took him about 40 games to really get in shape. He's in shape now. You can't go out there with that kind of activity and pursue that much without being in great shape.
Hamilton came to help and got a piece of the Iguodala shot.
Well, the defense for the Nets has gotten really good here in the second half of this quarter, except for Stephen Curry, because he's launching bombs.
JaVale goaltended that. I'll tell you one thing from a Brooklyn marketing perspective.
Yes.
You're not going to have a lot of wins. This is a way more fun style to play. If you're going to walk it up and win 9-10 games, no one's going to want to watch.
That's right.
Okay, they're not winning a lot of games, but this is sure fun to watch.
The Warriors score. They don't even think it doesn't worry them one bit. They just go right back at you.
There's the to McGee. Draymond, the middleman.
They said, you've been doing a lot of work. Let's make it easy for you.
There you go. Final 35 seconds. Kilpatrick missing. And Booker able to get that as all the Warriors stood around. Dinwiddie from the hash mark lasered in that 3.
They're playing like a team that's really tired of losing.
I'll tell you what, Brooklyn played last night in Denver.
Yes. Wasn't very close, but that's not an easy back-to-back.
Not at all, and the energy they're playing with is impressive. The 5-second separation game and shot clock. Steph flipping it up and out. Ian Clark sneaking in. 5 seconds to work with, but a foul.
They're not over the limit at all, so they will not shoot.
Warriors will have 5.8 to finish off the quarter.
Dangerous play there for Ian Clark. He goes to get that ball in the backcourt.
If you don't get it,
they're going to score at the other end. But I like that aggressiveness, and I like that confidence that he had to get it. Made the right choice.
Curry just tapped it to Draymond to end the quarter, and that will do it. So Brooklyn getting up and down with the Warriors. Fun game in terms of effort and energy. Curry with 13 first-quarter points, and the Warriors have needed them all, leading by 4 after the first 12 minutes. Warrior lead at 4 at the end of 1. Bob, Jim, and Roz with you at Oracle. Now, we referenced the Nets lost to Denver last night. It was a blowout. It was 20 points. Prior to that, the Nets had lost 9 straight by single digits. That had never happened in NBA history. 9 straight losses by single digits in every one of those games. That's how competitive they've been.
That's what it illustrates. I've been on teams like that.
David West, beautiful feed to Klay Thompson to begin the second quarter.
That San Diego Rocket expansion team, we lost 15 games in a row, just like the Nets here. But you're in every game. I remember that, just couldn't put it over at the end. I'll have to go back and look. I'm not sure how many single-digit losses we had, but we were in the game into the fourth quarter, and you just end up losing and losing. I'm going to look at that. That's an interesting stat.
Yeah, 9 straight losses, all by single digits. They've never been done. Trevor Booker kicking it out to Kilpatrick, and Iguodala just couldn't stop his momentum and committed the foul.
Kilpatrick can score. When you score at a point every 2 minutes, he plays, what, 26 minutes a night? Averages a little over 13. That's not bad.
Santa Cruz Warrior alum. David West, nice hands. Knocked that away. Iguodala wanted to cut her, but the Nets were back. Good hustle back defensively.
Pretty good defensive team out there. Can they score? Is the question.
Shot clock at 7. Livingston working the 2-man game. David back out. Draymond had to reload that 3 and made it anyway.
kind of a hesitation. It looked like his foot got stuck on the floor, but his focus and concentration came right back.
So Randy Foye with Trevor Booker, Justin Hamilton, Whitehead, and Kilpatrick. This is kind of an energy group. Hamilton missing the corner three, and Draymond with the rebound.
I love Sean Livingston going to the shooting hand side without fouling.
And Draymond knocked away. And Draymond taking it away. Klay Thompson, a little flyby three.
Yeah, that's where I think you need to take advantage. You got two people right inside, get a layup. Right to the rim, especially when you had to work to get the three, as Klay did. If he's out there all alone, no question. I can understand that.
Randy Foye, but Iguodala saw it all the way. Andre knocking that away perfectly. Iguodala, Draymond, Livingston, Klay Thompson, David West. And we'll see how well Kilpatrick is defending Klay Thompson. He's been in a Warrior training camp before. He knows what Klay is capable of.
He did time that shot attempt perfectly.
So did David West. And knocks it into our row. You know, David's springy now, Jim.
Yes, he is.
The one thing with a broken thumb, those legs got a lot of rest. He looked very good against the Clippers, and he's got life in the legs tonight.
A lot of rest and some workout. He challenged that shot and changed it. Let's see, as I say, can this unit score?
And Sean face-up elbow jumper. Nobody likes the turnaround.
Well, someone let him just get to a comfort zone. He just dribbled right into his favorite spot.
See, after the block on Mo Spates for Livingston, I'm wondering if he's going to go with the Big Daddy nickname now. Kilpatrick three.
Big Draymond gave help.
Booker's just a professional. He's always been that way with Washington, with Utah.
Listen, he shoots 53%, Bob. And he's their leading rebounder at 8.5 a game. Brook Lopez just a little over 5, but 8.5 rebounds in about half a game, 24, 25 minutes.
Trevor Booker plays hard.
Yes, he does, and smartly.
David just ticking iron there. I just like that Brooklyn never slows it down. We see so many teams, they want to walk it up against the Warriors, and they're coming right at them every time.
They're fearless.
So Kilpatrick with the left hand. Seven-point game, but the Nets, they played last night, and Draymond changed pivot feet and traveled. So 8:19 with the stoppage on the floor.
Warriors basketball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA Insurance. Get an auto or home quote. Get a free tech-friendly cargo bag. Go to AAA.com/protect or visit a AAA branch for details. Certain restrictions apply.
Warrior lead at 7 with 8:19 remaining in the first half. Our Fortnite choice from a year ago to this year. Kevin Durant, about 2 shots less. Steph Curry, about 2 shots less. Klay Thompson, same number of shots. But this has happened organically. The ball is spread around, the right basketball play is made, and the numbers for prolific all-star players are still phenomenal.
Everyone was worried, who's going to have to sacrifice? Who's going to sacrifice their shots, the scoring, and all this stuff? And trying to extrapolate all those numbers.
Well, the biggest adjustment early was Stephen Curry. He wanted to make sure Klay was fine. He wanted to make sure Durant was fine.
Exactly right.
And then, once everything was settled, then Steph said, "Let me be Steph again."
Yeah, step aside because
and look out, world.
Yeah, you're going to see a show. Just stand and watch a few times.
No, but that's the leadership of Stephen Curry. He knew that without ever being told. As Klay misses off iron. What I think is funny is Klay took 17 shots last year, 17 this year, 22 points last year, 22 points this year. I mean, Klay's just the metronome. He keeps doing it every year. Draymond knocked it away, went right back to Hamilton. And there is Trevor Booker again.
It's interesting you said that about Klay. He's shooting .422 from three-point range. That's his career percentage.
Yep.
Consistency.
You know who he is. The human cyborg basketball player. And Klay right on cue. I love playing with David West, Jim. You give him the ball, he gives it right back. all that veteran experience.
Yes. Simple plays, effective. Oh, he got caught looking at the ball there, but
and he got Hamilton. Oh, it was a foul. I thought Hamilton might have stepped out of bounds.
Stephen West, first personal 13 foul, substitution for the Nets.
So these are simple plays, and you've played that guard spot, you know.
Yep. It's called give and go. It's called give and go. You give the ball up, and you go, and you get it right back. Simple play, isn't it?
And Clay was ready to catch the ball.
Yeah, because he knew it was going to transpire.
Kilpatrick, nice hang in the air. So the Warrior lead at 5, and we check in with Roz.
I spoke with David West about his great passing, and he says, well, it starts with this team. Of all the teams he's played with, it's in the Warriors' DNA to move without the ball, and he's just been enjoying every moment of finding his teammates.
You look at all the 30 assist games, you look at the Warriors leading the league in assists. It's contagious, and it's the right way to play. And I tell you, Kilpatrick is having himself a night. He come in and play for the Santa Cruz Warriors, get back to play the big club. He's got 9, hitting a 3. It's a 2-point game, and Steve Kerr takes time with an 11-2 Nets run. Warrior lead trimmed to 2 after they had led by 11. And our Geico Advanced Analytic, do players have sweet spots? They absolutely do. You'll see Clay on the baseline a lot with that short corner 3. You also see Sean Livingston work along the baseline. And very comfortable shooting from there. And it would bear out that both Clay and Livingston are in the top 5 in baseline shooting percentage.
They keep every stat imaginable.
They absolutely do.
Of course, the baseline 3 is the best because it's only 22 feet.
It gets to 23.9 around the arc.
Right. Save 21 inches. The difference in the game are second chance points. And I would say right now, we talk about the hustle. That's a nice finish. But the Nets are making a living around the basket. The Warriors are being out-hustled around the basket.
The bench, 28-12. Points in the paint, 24-14. Second chance points, 12-0. All Brooklyn favoring. And they got the Warriors shooting only 41% for the game. And Curry, he weaved through the entire Brooklyn Net roster, but couldn't finish the layup. And Ian Clark saved the basket. It's a breakneck pace. It's a Nets team that has lost 15 in a row, but you wouldn't know it the way they're playing. I think Jim crystallized it earlier. They're just tired of losing. Now, Dinwiddie took some contact and he fell down.
I think this is a good call. I'll tell you why.
Well, you don't have the force out. You don't have the force fall.
Exactly.
Either, so
you get a double team. They got away with it earlier and made Brook Lopez travel. But this is a foul. When you crowd somebody, yeah, they're the arms out. That's a pretty easy call. Pretty obvious.
Pat Frere had it right.
A lot of players try to get away with that. They bump and bump, keep the arms out. That time the arms went in as well.
Jeremy Lin sent away.
Another chance for second points.
Oh, Ian Clark. Beautiful steal on Lopez. Dinwiddie was tracking him, but Ian the steal and the layup.
Ian Clark like that. Love to get a steal like that, and there's nobody in front of you.
You know, back in the day, that's how they used to make Nowitzki turn back and never see the defender.
Yeah.
And Ian came in with a little sharp bite.
Oh, I'll tell you this, they're pretty good around the basket.
Well, they're running the baseline themselves, and Hollis Jefferson finishing with a left hand.
It's going to take the Warriors' best to defeat them tonight.
McAdoo split the defense. Ian Clark open 3 is long. The Warriors are 7 of 13 on threes, and they've needed it because inside the Nets are owning things. We said you might miss Durant defensively and rebounding wise, and that's been the case.
I think you're right.
Joe Harris hits a 3, and Brooklyn's first lead of the night. From 11 down to up 1. And Zaza banked it in. Ian still drew a foul. The falling down flip shot found the basket.
There's something about the Nets that he likes. 15 in the first matchup. He's got 6 tonight, and that's his average. He's not finished yet.
That's the craziest shot of the year. He was falling down and it kind of flipped up. Just happened to bank in.
You always do that to make sure you go to the line for 2. But since he made it, he gets 1. He's happy.
And Pachulia has been excellent as a big man at 77% free throwing. Wallace Jefferson nearly lost it. Lopez will try to put it on the deck. Is firing that 3. Wallace Jefferson better around the basket. And Ian Clark cutting nicely.
What a pass. I think Livingston saw the situation develop. He was patient, didn't force his shot, and all of a sudden you get someone sneaking in from the angle.
When you're 6'7", you can see over everybody. And Ian Clark kept on running. Warrior lead at 4 after the Nets had just taken their first lead. Our Lexus experience amazing. We racked up some of the superlatives of this year. Curry, NBA record 13 threes. One of our favorite plays of the season, the alley-oop backwards pass to KD. And then, oh, by the way, Klay Thompson had 60, and he did it in less than 3 quarters. And he dribbled only 11 times. It's an incredible night. And then Kevin Durant, all 3 games reminded OKC just exactly what they're missing from KD.
You look at Klay, and it was so long ago, December the 5th, you kind of tend to forget. We see so many games, Bob, that he got that 60. I mean, for a lot of players, that's a career.
Yeah.
Doing that would simply be a career.
I got a kick out of the Durant numbers. You always want to play well against a former team. How'd you do in the 3 previous meetings? Well, I averaged 38 and shot 66%. Other than that, pretty good.
Good defense. Pachulia knew which way he was turning.
Jeremy Lin hitting a 3. Lin's played only 13 games this year, averaging 13 a game.
And sometimes Curry gets caught watching the ball, watching the action, thinking about helping out when you don't need help. When Pachulia had good position there, he doesn't need the help from Steph. Nice play there.
You can see the effort that Brooklyn's playing with defensively. Shot clock at 5, and Steph stepped out of bounds on the baseline. There haven't been a lot of Warrior turnovers, only 7. Brooklyn's committed 10. And missing there. See, this is proving you don't have a ton of turnovers when you go up and down. You get passive shots.
Yeah.
McAdoo from Iguodala.
McAdoo understands spacing.
I think he's in the best stretch that he's ever played in a Warrior uniform. And that's an offensive foul. Understand spacing, understand why you're on the court, understand what Steve Kerr wants out of you. And he's playing the 4 right now because Durant is not in the rotation, so they're filling in some of those minutes. He's playing with Zaza. They rarely play a big 5-4 like this.
True. Yeah, you have to understand those things, but then you have to implement them. Right now, he's making things happen. He's become a player.
Jeremy Lin holding on to Curry.
Talking about James Michael McAdoo. He seems more active. He sees the ball. The game has slowed down for him, and he is reacting to it brilliantly.
And Steve Kerr created a new position for him. Calls him his speed 5.
Okay.
Klay, that was going to be a backboard pass. He wanted his own rebound off that. Wallace Jefferson off to the races and able to spin it in. Oh, man.
Primarily a defensive player, but he's showing some driving ability today to the offense.
He's got 10 to lead Brooklyn. Dollar wing jumper. Andre's put more arc on his shot. He's feeling the best he has physically all season. Spoke with him earlier this week. He's doing a lot of yoga. Says that's opened up his hips. His knees feel better. He's ready to roll. Brook Lopez missing that 3. Klay with the rebound. Lopez is 0 for 5, and yet Brooklyn's still in the game.
Lopez hasn't scored. It's pretty strange that they're doing this without him.
Clay cutting through and drawing the foul.
That's a quick reaction, knowing if he turns and starts to shoot, he's going to get to the line, because they were not over the limit with that foul. You know, it's a smart play.
Guarding Klay Thompson would be unfun. He never stops moving. And you can't leave him for even a split second.
And you've got to see the ball, and you've got to feel him, see him, know where he is at all times, but yet be alert to give help from others.
Thompson dropping in the free throw. CSN is introducing Tomboy. It includes some of the world's most prominent female athletes, Billie Jean King, Lindsey Vonn, and our own Roz Gold on Wood A. Tomboy debuts Friday, March 10th at 8 p.m. after Warrior postgame live. Check it all out at csnbayarea.com. Roz will be glowing about her Stanford years until she started hanging out with us on the broadcast side of things. Joe Harris missing that jumper. Of course, Roz became an Olympian this summer, too. McAdoo understands spacing, just what you said.
And you see how he eluded two defenders, first one from behind, putting the ball in, and then goes right to the rim where they can't get to it between the backboard and the iron. Very, very close. Nice job with his right hand, not his left, from the left side.
Alice Jefferson. Sometimes you have to know who you are. And he's dominating inside. He's missed his only threes. Curry missing a deep three. McAdoo fought between two nets. Dinwiddie comes away with the ball.
He had a rebound there, but Joe Harris held his right arm. They didn't see it. Otherwise, he grabs that rebound.
5-second game shot clock difference. And actually, quite an entertaining first half.
Well, it's fantastic.
Jeremy Lin nearly lost it. Shot clock at 3. Harris will track it down, and they won't get a shot off at all. Iguodala plays beat the clock with 3. With 2. Throws it to Curry to end the half. He got it! In the foul!
You don't expect anything else.
Curry is the quarter closer like no other. The 3, the contact, and an opportunity for a 4-point play. The Warriors' biggest lead has been 11, and that's what it will be at halftime as well. 17 for Curry, 13 for Clay. A 10-0 Warrior run to end the half, capped off by a 4-point play. So 62-51 at the break. Without Durant, everyone's got to pick up the scoring. Pachulia has 7, and Ian Clark has 7 off the bench. 3 of 5 shooting in his 10 minutes, including making a 3. And the Warriors 8 of 15 from distance. And Roz is alongside Ian Clark.
Ian, you were a big boost off of the bench. What did you see that the team needed?
Just a little energy. You know, I'm just want to get out there and do what I can to help the team. Be active defensively on this end and try to make shots on the other.
Speaking of energy, Steph's consistency at hitting those big shots at the end of quarters, how does it change the game for the team?
It gets us hyped. We know to look for him at the end of those quarters because we know he's going to make the shot. And he has all the confidence in the world that he's going to knock it down.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Guys.
It is fun. Iguodala with 4 seconds left. Where is Curry? Right now he's headed to the locker room with an 11-point lead. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean, Kalena Azubuike in the studio for Warrior Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Coming up next.
Tonight's game is presented by your Bay Area Mercedes-Benz dealers. Visit BayAreaMercedes.com for dealer details. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Honda, great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer. By Xfinity, X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Getting ready to start the second half with the Warrior lead at 11. Moments ago, our Roz Gold on Wood A caught up with Warrior assistant Jaron Collins.
Coach Collins, what is it about this team's and also Stephen Curry's ability to close quarters?
Well, I mean, he's fantastic in the open court. You know, he doesn't need much space. He doesn't need much opportunity, and all of a sudden that ball's up, and he's able to finish and close a quarter. And you know, he really steps up in the big moments.
And for you guys, clearly you're able to turn it up and distance yourself from the other team in a jiffy. But how do you not lean on that throughout the game?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just continue to get defensive stops. When we get stops, we're able to play out in transition, and you know, and really just execute on the half court and play in transition, get those easy shots. And again, Brooklyn, they, you know, although their record isn't the best, they continue to play hard, and they're going to compete. And we just got to continue to execute and put them away.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Ross.
Well, they are going to continue to compete. We saw that the entire first half. As Jim mentioned, 12-0 second chance points kind of typified their effort level.
It tells the whole story, really.
Draymond turnaround mid-range. Hollis Jefferson, who's been a whirling dervish the entire first half with 10 points. Off of Lopez, out of bounds to the Warriors.
Yeah, Jefferson, a couple years at Arizona. Drafted by Portland. Never played there. Creative draft night with Steve Blake.
Klay Thompson was shoved, and he'll get to the line. Have you interacted very often with Brook Lopez?
Not a whole lot, but somewhat. Go ahead.
Okay, I did a post-game Q&A with him a couple years ago. I know Roz knows him very well from Stanford. I love this guy. I think he's just a really good guy.
Yes.
He is so frustrated tonight, being scoreless, knowing the rest of his team is playing well. He averages 20.
Yep.
It's back here in the Bay Area, and he's just not having a game yet.
He came over just before the start of the half and congratulated McGee on that block.
There you go.
He was well-mannered about it.
Well, earlier this year, the Warriors had the eclectic new retail shop in Burlingame called Dunk Contest. Now a second location in San Mateo with all the exclusive apparel inspired by the team. Check out Dunk Contest stores in Burlingame and San Mateo or dunkcontest.com.
And back to Brook Lopez, by the way. Lopez has 2 years left to graduate from Stanford. He said, I've got to do it. My mom's putting pressure. She's an alumnus of Stanford. So he is planning on getting his degree eventually.
I would say Jeremy Lin, who's a graduate of Harvard, missing there. There are places it's okay to be an attendee, and then there's ones you want to be an alum. In Stanford, you want to be an alum.
Yeah, especially if one of your parents is an alum.
Exactly right. Andy Foy weaving through traffic. So both teams shooting right at 45%. Kevin Durant missing his first game this year. The contusion on that hand. McCaw cutting and dunking. And I'd like to see Pat McCaw in the half court there. That's a little Klay Thompson move. Without the ball.
I like to see him go into the basket a little bit more. He can shoot threes, but he can be one of those guys that flashes to the basket and finishes like that more often.
Harris was sneaking along the baseline. McCaw went to double team Lopez, and then Brooklyn able to find the mismatch. And Zaza will draw the foul on Lopez.
Brooklyn foul charge. 11. Brook Lopez.
Movement. You get to see a man that's defending you turn his head, completely lose sight of you. Always go to the basket. Good things happen. That's what McCaw did.
And also, too, to your point, Jim, McCaw is long and springy. The three, he shot the three better than I ever thought he would as a rookie.
I agree 100%.
But those type of plays, it's a little Andre Iguodala starter set. Play defense in that Andre mold and be athletic and play above the rim a little bit. Pat can certainly do that.
Coming into the game, 140 field goal attempts, and 80 of them were three-point shots.
Right.
And to me, that's just probably about 30 too many.
Well, at times offensively, Pat's trying to just fit in. He's playing with all these established players, and he's finding his way.
Well, one thing, he's watching these guys play a little bit, and he doesn't want to make it congested in the middle.
That's
so
right.
he finds himself on the wing, and they forget about him. They throw it to him, so he's forced to shoot it. I understand that, of course.
Hollis Jefferson. Well, did you have some Celtics guys that had reputations when you broke into the league?
I was open quite a bit. And you know that old adage?
You're open for a reason?
I was open for a reason.
Let the rookie from Oregon shoot. We're not sure if he's got a jumper yet.
I'll tell you what. I'll just say this one time to you, Bob.
Jeremy Lin misfiring.
In our Eastern Conference Finals against Philly, who eventually won the championship, I played enough in one game, was 2 for 9. I got 9 shots and I went 2 for 9, and it was a very, very close game. And that still haunts me.
I was going to say, I know how long ago that was, and I know you well enough that there's a little anguish when you recount that.
I remember it was 103 to 102, and I had one that curled in and around. I thought it would go in. We'd have gone ahead by 1. Who knows what would have happened. And I've forgotten most of the things. 3 years in San Diego, I remember about 3 shots. But that one still, I can put into at the Boston Garden. It's very, very vivid in my memory. And it was 50 years ago. I will admit it. It was 50 years ago.
When we go to New York, I'm going to put you next to somebody that will make you feel better about missing all kinds of shots, all kinds of ways. You should spend some time with John Starks.
Oh. That was in the finals.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. And Pat Riley left him in.
Yeah, he did. Now it's Jefferson drawing a foul there.
Houston said thank you.
Starks go like 2 of 17 or something. It was just.
It might have been 2 of 19.
Was it 2? Wow. I felt bad for him. I felt bad for a guy.
Of course.
To have that kind of game. And John obviously was here with the Warriors. Very nice guy.
As I mentioned, Jefferson from Arizona, 2 years there. Traded draft night.
During Black History Month, the NBA and its teams and players celebrate the rich heritage of Black history and culture, as well as its impact on basketball and society. We honor those who have paved the way for others and those who carry on this tradition today by working to build stronger, safer communities.
Very well. And I'm going to correct myself. Hollis Jefferson, that is his full name. It's just like you hear people say Jabbar. That's not right. He is Abdul Jabbar.
Klay Thompson dropping in 3.
And that young man is Ray Allen.
Yeah. Klay's got 20. This is the Warriors' biggest lead right now. Does Lopez get on the board? Are they going to get him a shot? Jeremy Lin inside. Now is Jefferson unable to finish.
Numbers, they've got numbers.
Curry had Lin trailing him. And McCaw missed the 3. And that'll be Warrior ball. Draymond fighting that nicely.
I thought Steph was going to find Draymond for a dunk. He decided not to take that risk. A possible turnover was looming.
And McCaw grabbed it. It's one of those nice Warrior duck-in inbound plays.
It's just a simple cut to the basket. I think the defender thinks he's going outside. And instead, a back screen, and they don't want to leave Thompson. And so you see him being defended by 2 players.
You just said something perfect, Jim. They don't want to leave Klay Thompson. When you use Steph or Klay as that screener, the reason that they don't have the cutter is if they pop open, that's Tap City. You've got 2 of the greatest shooters in the world.
But nonetheless, you've got to defend the basket first.
Always.
You've got to defend the basket and then the other player.
So McCaw hitting both free throws.
I like what McCaw did. He got away with a little bit of a push to set himself up. Nice play. Simple is basic, fundamental, and effective.
Julia, just a little too much of the wrist as he knocked that away. And Zaza's got 4 fouls, so you're down Durant. But Julian 4 fouls, and that's going to get JaVale McGee quickly off the bench.
Zaza's mad at himself because he fouls a man who's facing the other end of the floor 20 feet from the basket, and he knows he made a mistake.
You wonder who's becoming a crowd favorite? JaVale McGee. The fans love him. They love Zaza too, but every time JaVale subs in, they know that Shaq is taking his shots at him. As Draymond fouls Jeremy Lin. And
I read all those tweets over the weekend, and I was shocked. In fact, I had to look and say, is this really Shaq or someone pretending to be Shaq? And it was real, and I was very disappointed in the lack of professionalism, if you ask me.
Jeremy Lin with the mid-range. Bob, Jim, and Roz. Well, I love Shaq, and I like Shaq and the Fool, but sometimes you got to make sure you're not picking on somebody. And JaVale had that block there. It's still Warrior ball.
A lot of contact there, but they're not going to call the foul on Harris because he had airspace there and did not come down with his arms. So McGee took it to the contact. They're cleaning that up inside and knowing how to judge it pretty well.
Klay Thompson rimming that out. So Randy Foye with Joe Harris. On with Lopez, Lynn, and Hollis Jefferson. Great block by McCaw. He said he shows you a little flash of Iguodala every once in a while. And Draymond is fouled. Pat McCaw has a chance to be an elite defender. This is a second-round pick. Travis Schlenk, Bob Myers, and the gang had spotted him along with Larry Harris. And I think Pat, it's just going to get better and better for him.
Yeah, he's going to gain some experience, and you'll see his production go up. Activity is always going to be there. He's a quick jumper, as evidenced on the last one.
And there's Joe and Bob. Bob just said, hey, I drafted Pat McCaw in the second round. How about that?
So Randy Foye goes out. Kilpatrick's in. You got to worry about the bench for Brooklyn. They had 28 points in the first half and shot 11 of 19. The bench did. And most of them are on the floor now.
Warriors, excellent job from the line tonight. 15 of 16. Slowly but surely building that larger lead. It was 11 at halftime. Patrick with Klay getting a piece of that. And the Draymond Express is off to the races, taking it in, and Harris gave ground and didn't foul.
Perfect defense. That's good defense.
It's McCaw. He backed up, and then just took the ball away. And Pat finishing to Klay. Back out to McCaw. Didn't want that three. All the way to the rim.
Oh, so nicely done. Two-man game. McCaw and Thompson.
Pat McCaw having a very nice third quarter. Move your feet, then reach and steal. And then on the other end, show the three. Come into your living room to lay it in. I tell you what, Kelly, think about that. Senior night, family there, 57 to become the all-time leading scorer in women's hoops. That is just terrific. Wow. Now, Jeremy Lin and Randy Foye are matched against the best backcourt in the NBA, and that 26-point advantage favoring the Warriors, the engine that is driving this big lead right now. So Harris misfiring and Klay with the rebound.
Well, that's why I say when they bring in Kilpatrick and Dinwiddie, they each had 9 in that first. They had 18 in that first half. So to give a little balance there, the subs are playing better than the starters for Brooklyn.
Oh man, Steph just kind of threw that somewhere in the vicinity, and JaVale was able to track it down. Couldn't finish. All moving around. Nice cut by Hollis Jefferson. Hey, Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
He's got something, doesn't he?
This is how you move without the ball. This is the kind of energy you want to play with. He's got 14 and 9. And he's playing 100 miles an hour the entire night. Draymond Green missing that three. Draymond's had a rough shooting night, only 1 of 8. And guess who's running back on the other end? Hollis Jefferson. Get to the line again.
First personal 14 foul.
Rondé Hollis Jefferson, the 23rd pick in 2015. Another Arizona Wildcat. If you're going to see the Dubs in the next 15 days, you got one chance to do it. That's when the Celtics come to town with Isaiah Thomas on Wednesday, March 8th. That's the one home game in this 8-game stretch for the Warriors. All the verified official tickets at Warriors.com or 888-GSW-HOOP. Philly, Washington, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, back home for Boston, at Minnesota, at San Antonio, back-to-back. And Klay Thompson dunks that down. Nice feed from Iguodala.
As you said in the first half, he just is always moving. So he gets those easy ones.
Clay's got 22. Is Brook Lopez going to score in the game? Yes, he is.
Of course he would.
First basket. Well, I was kind of hoping he'd get one in at some point.
I agree.
Like Thompson missing that three. I just really like Brook. He's a great guy.
Sure is.
And he's just scuffling the net. So now the baby hook and then the three. I don't want Lopez to score too many points. Got to slow down a little bit now.
Yeah, you just got our Vice President of Public Relations very upset with you. Told you to watch your language there. Just remember, Raymond, it was Bob that said that.
So Lopez denied that time. And I'm happy he missed that shot. Just make sure Raymond's okay. As Klay Thompson hits from the elbow. Raymond had worked previously for the Soviet news service, so.
Oh, fake news.
Lopez for three, off iron. Iguodala, good box out.
You get a little bit of everything here.
So Isaiah Whitehead will check in. And that'll give Harris the rest. You know, if you're a wing for the Warriors tonight, and you have to deal with Hollis Jefferson and the man who's going to check in and Trevor Booker.
Yes.
You better find those guys on the glass. Jefferson's got 10 rebounds in 20 minutes. Booker's got 5 rebounds in 12 minutes. They are energy players and they work. McCaw had it knocked away. Still be Warrior ball.
This is a team that was 4-5. They're now 9-48. That means they've gone 5-43.
Well,
5-43, and yet they're playing like this.
How about 2-31?
Okay.
I mean, it's 3:54 remaining in the third, and the Warriors just trying to put Brooklyn away.
Back to Oracle Arena, Warriors up 14 on the Nets. Last game, Zaza Pachulia notched a career-high 4 blocks. His strong defense is a given, but the 4 blocks did catch his teammate Kevin Durant off guard. Kevin said, "I was surprised he had 4 blocks. Zaza is a great position defender, but he joked he usually leaves the rim protection up to the more athletic guys." He said when he adds that to the mix, he makes us dangerous on that end. He said Zaza is such a smart defender. His defense, the way he helps everyone out, he sets the tone for us to start the game. And he said last game, Zaza was amazing.
Zaza Pachulia and David West were missed, Roz.
Yep.
For their on-court, but then both of who they are as guys. They have fit in and added, as McGee has, to the Warriors' chemistry and camaraderie. And JaVale an opportunity for a 3-point play.
Well, Justin Hamilton, he gave up on this play. He might as well admit, I can't defend him. He kept retreating, just grabbed him. Now there's a chance for a 3-point play.
Zaza is so earnest. I mean, he takes such great pride in everything he does, and he picked the Warriors. He took less money to come here for a chance to win a championship, and that's all he's focused on. The same with David West.
Hamilton posting up on Curry, but Hamilton, 50% of his shots are from 3-point range. That's what he does, even though he's 7 feet tall.
Ian Clark denied Booker. Dinwiddie 3 rattling out. Steph battling in for the rebound. He knocked it out to Iguodala. JaVale had the early seal on the pass at the rim. He said Brooklyn not going to slow it down. Whitehead took it right in to lay it in. Curry rattling out that 3.
He shot it. He stayed home. He knew it was short. He was hoping it would bounce in.
Patrick is firing on the jumper. Sean's 3 of 9. He had a good scoring early.
McGee's got 9 rebounds. McGee's got 9 rebounds.
4 on that one possession. Remember that activity in the first half? Got McCaw from deep. And rimming that out. And Steph on a look what I found layup and bounced it out.
He might have gotten that block. A piece of it. By Trevor Booker.
Patrick with the shoulder create a little space there.
I love these officials. They let you play a little bit. Somebody would have said an offensive foul, but really wasn't in position. Let it play.
That's a perfect no call there. Ian to McGee. A little tic-tac-toe.
That's beautiful. You get that kind of action, that close to the rim, that congested, you're on the same page.
Yeah, you cut when Iguodala's got it. He's giving you the ball. So Ian was ready, and he had the extra pass to JaVale. Good pass by Hamilton inside.
See what happened there? The Warriors switched too soon. And you don't defend the man going to the basket.
For the 12th pick in the second round, Whitehead plays with a lot of energy. The rookie out of Seton Hall. That lob was backwards, but I think McGee was being shoved, and that is the call.
Backdoor, bounce pass. And you find the open man inside the lane.
And this is where most teams don't have a third rotation. Hamilton rotated nicely to make sure Clark couldn't lay it in, but they don't have a third defender then to rotate and step in front of McGee.
That's just, sometimes we say individually, a better offense beats good defense.
Yep.
Well, that was better offense. And you finally whittled down the numbers to your advantage. You can't defend that.
Well, Brooklyn, with their energy and with their pace, they have the Warriors shooting only 42.5%. Remember, this is the best shooting team in the NBA. They committed 50% on average. McGee splits the pair. Lead has been as high as 19. At 13 right now. It's 11 at halftime. Patrick probing. The push shot is perfect.
He knows how to score.
Warriors closed the first half nicely on a 10-0 run. Brooklyn's trying to have that be avoided here as Whitehead draws the charge on Curry. And Steph will pick up his second. And it's his fourth turnover. The Warriors have only 10 turnovers as a team. And David West will check in.
Whitehead, rookie out of Seton Hall, has started 26 games.
He has.
They've had a lot of players start games on their roster. Even Luis Scola started a game. Surprising. If they're looking for the future, that's why he doesn't play. Scola can still play.
Patrick missed that three. The Warriors fortunate. They can easily go 2 for 1 as they push this. All cycling around. Iguodala very well defended. Draymond the open three. And Ian Clark never came down. Went up and laid it right in.
And no one was near him. You wonder where Whitehead was on that one.
So 9 for Ian in 14 minutes. 4 of 6. Very good productivity. At a 3-second game shot clock separation.
Yeah, this game is not over.
Curry with 4. Curry sprinting. Curry laying it up and in. If it's someone closing a quarter, it must be Steph Curry. At the end of every quarter, he just has a knack to find a way to finish. 15-point lead. And the Warriors looking to make the playoffs. They clinch a spot if they win tonight. Our Toyota game summary. The Warriors have gotten 6 points from Steph Curry since the first quarter. A 4-point play to end the second, and the layup there to end the third. Curry's got 19, Clay's got 24. Hollis Jefferson 16, and Kilpatrick, the former Santa Cruz Warrior, with 13 for Brooklyn. Hamilton Well defended by David West, and he didn't foul him. Draymond has had a shooting night he's going to forget. At 1 of 10. Klay Thompson curling out that 3. Draymond's got 8 boards and still playing the usual solid D. And Booker had that knocked away. David West saved the layup. Spencer Dinwiddie with Justin Hamilton, Trevor Booker, Sean Kilpatrick, and Isaiah Whitehead, and the quick hands of David West.
Avoiding the body contact.
Whitehead, a beautiful move, just didn't have the finish. And then Iguodala knocked that out of bounds. "11 minutes away from the Warriors finishing and clinching their 5th straight playoff spot. 5 years in a row going to the postseason. Whitehead misfiring. David West position rebound. And the reason why you celebrate 5 straight playoff years, Jim, is when you've had 17 years at times by missing the playoffs.
13 in a row.
Yeah, you know, you want to enjoy those.
Okay, we've seen the worst of times and now the best of times.
Yes, we have. That's what happens when you hang around a couple decades.
Again, they can't quite put them away right now.
And Hamilton, oops. And then David's going to get a T on that. He didn't like the foul, but if you snap back with the elbow, you got to be careful there.
Well, he's feisty. First of all, he feels like he's earned his keep being in the league as long as he has.
He and Zaza, 14 years.
Yeah. But that's a correct call from Murat Kogan. Yeah. I think it was the left hand kind of coming up around the head, which kind of frustrated him. He didn't care who it was. He just threw the elbow back and didn't look around. No problem.
Yeah, you get an elbowing tee. That technical free throw missed. David West has been doing that for 14 years. For a big, one of the better mid-range jump shooters that the league has seen. So quality there.
He likes anything from 8 to about 16 feet.
And he's shooting 54%. You know, I mean, it's just, it's pretty remarkable. I remember he and Chris Paul back in the day. He was working as a tandem.
As I say, though, you get those because you want to keep the middle open, the spacing. Then he just kind of fades into a spot where no one's defending.
Livingston off iron. Kilpatrick will push.
When you play 14 years, you know how to play. You know what to expect. You can read the defense. You can read your offense.
The other thing with David West, I don't know if he'd ever want to share his actual height and weight, but they also monitor his body fat. I happen to know the number. It's proprietary, so I don't want to publicly say it. There is no fat on that man right there. And you're in the league for 14 years. The fitness level and the work ethic of David West is beyond remarkable, and it sets a standard and example for all the younger Warrior teammates.
Just for my personal knowledge, what's good?
Well, anything for an elite athlete, anything, 9%, 8% body fat is remarkable, okay?
How are you and I at 24?
Iguodala missed that 3. With all your success, Jim, I just don't want you to get a fat head. That's the difference.
That won't happen.
Kilpatrick lays that in, and Steve Kerr's going to take time. So 9:13 remaining, and they cannot put the Nets away.
I've never been afraid I love going fast. I love pushing myself. I love pushing the limits. And you know, in my sport, you can't be afraid. You know, if you're afraid, you shouldn't be doing it, because ski racing is an incredibly dangerous sport, and it definitely would not be safe if you were afraid to go 90 miles an hour. That's not a good plan.
Lindsey Vaughn, Billie Jean King, Roz Gold Onwude, all featured on Tomboy Friday, March 10th at 8 p.m. after Warrior Postgame Live on CSN Bay Area. Yeah, if you're going to be an Olympic ski racer, there is no time for fear.
I love that. And the downhill. Oh, man.
Ask Franz Klammer about that. McAdoo, David West with Klay Thompson, Livingston, and Iguodala. He springs free. McAdoo with a rebound. And they'll get to the line. And James Michael McAdoo crashing the glass. Well, the second chance points were 12-0 at halftime.
Yes.
The Warriors have turned the faucet off. Brooklyn's still at 12, and the Warriors have 4 with a couple free throws here to make it 5 or 6 if Mac can make those.
And they've done a pretty good job. Fast break points limited to 14. They got 26 themselves.
Warrior season ticket holders, renew those season tickets by March 21st. Enjoy all your exclusive access and amenities and the unique opportunity to secure playoff tickets before anyone else at 888-GSW-HOOP.
And the other key we had, 29% from three-point range, so they're holding Brooklyn to 5% below their shooting average, so they're defending the line.
Whitehead soaring in with the right hand.
When you're a rookie, on a shot like that, a finish, your adrenaline is flowing.
And Livingston able to hit that. Warriors have had it as high as 19. It was 11 at halftime. Brooklyn continues to play hard. We talked about McCaw as a second-round pick. Whitehead's got 9. Iguodala is the master of timing that, knocking it away.
He knows how to track the ball. Just a cut. And I think Livingston kind of slipped on the play. Couldn't recover.
McAdoo back into an open spot. And then Kilpatrick, fastest man of the ball, but the shot clock's only at 2. He's got to shoot from mid-court and didn't hit iron.
I'll tell you what, if the Warriors played these guys 20 times, they would be challenged. They have to play hard every minute on the floor. There are no gimmies here with this team.
Brooklyn is holding the Warriors to 40% shooting. Okay? I mean, this was the Warrior team that went for 50 in the third quarter and shot 73% against the Clippers. They're banging, they're bumping, they're hanging in there, they're playing hard, and Livingston working with that patented turnaround.
As I said in the first half, this unit here is primarily a defensive unit. And if you don't play defense, I'm not sure it's a big scoring unit.
Trevor Booker's got 8 points and 7 boards. Laying that in. The Warriors don't have a problem trading baskets and maintaining a double-digit lead, but this gets down to 4 or 6 points.
They got to get plays and screens.
David West pulled the string a little short. Brooklyn played last night in Denver. Their energy has not waned. David West tracked down Booker and blocked it on the other side. And McAdoo will dunk it down.
That is very lazy defense. You've got a man under the rim, you've got to find him. They had all the time in the world.
That block is notable. The Warriors are in double digits with blocks. 3 straight games. Haven't done that since 2006. And it led to the dunk. 14-point lead, 6:54 remaining. Our Jeep shot of the game. Zaza Pachulia was tripping, falling down, and just kind of flung it up, banked it home, and completed the 3-point play. Our Jeep shot of the game.
That's a very unusual shot because when you scoop it, usually your hand is underneath the ball.
Right.
But his palm was on top of the ball.
And he kind of flipped it backwards.
They just all work together. Just he works hard every night. 8 rebounds for him tonight. He's a plus 18, by the way.
So 3rd straight game with 10 or more blocks. Haven't done that since 06. And with Lopez shooting free throws, we can talk about this. One of the biggest talking points for the whole Warrior evaluation at the beginning of the year, rim protection.
Yes.
They got to get a rim protector. Who's going to protect the rim? Jim, how are they going to block any shots? Who's going to protect the rim? Well, they lead the NBA in block shots. Do the Golden State Warriors. And the guys protecting the rim are Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, JaVale McGee.
Those 3.
And then Iguodala, Sean Livingston, occasionally Pat McCall, but the rim protection has been solved.
Bogut's still out there, by the way?
He is. Contractually, Andrew cannot come back to the Warriors.
I think he can now because he was waived and
that can happen. Initially, he could not have.
That's right. I listen to some talk radio.
It's bad for you, Jim. Don't do that. Dinwiddie stealing.
We got an 11-point game. As I said, this is. I'm glad to see Steph back in.
As long as it's double digits, everything's fine. It gets the single digits.
Well, I wouldn't mind leaving Klay Thompson in with Steph.
David West curling it out. The Warriors are just absolutely cold from the field. 40.9% shooting. The best shooting team in the NBA.
And Curry's 4 of 8 from 3.
Lopez hits a 3, and you have a single-digit ball game.
Steph's 4 of 8 from 3, but he's 6 of 16 overall. And as I said, we've got a game.
Oakland has lost 15 in a row.
That's where Steph has got to go to the right, then come back to the left to set up his man.
And Curry backs up and hits a deep 2.
I don't see why anybody just doesn't go out and make him drive to the hoop and then hope for the best, rather than let him shoot.
Dinwiddie 3, and he was fouled. So David West landed on him, and that'll be 3 free throws.
Offensive players are clever today on how to draw fouls, get someone in the air. You think you have a clear path and you're not going to foul. How many times have we seen the Warriors even this year foul 3-point shooters, which is a cardinal sin.
The Warriors defend the 3 better than any team in the league, but they do not want to commit the foul. So Dinwiddie, 3 opportunities here to carve into that lead. Perfect jersey out there for every Warrior fan, whether you prefer home or road. The slate Chinese heritage or the newest crossover look. Jerseys for every man, woman, and child in Dub Nation. All available at Warriors.com. Dinwiddie 2 out of 3. I'm not sure about the hat. 8-point lead, 5-minute ball game. Brooklyn has not gone away all night. Shot clock at 5. Curry's got Lopez again, crossed him over, flipping it up and out.
Lopez did the right thing, made him, put it on the floor, and go to the hoop.
McAdoo gave ground nicely.
Well, I'll tell you what there. Trevor Booker made that shot a lot harder than it needed to be. He more than likely would convert that most of the time.
Ian Clark behind 2 screens.
Big shot there. Big shot.
Hit the 3 there. This is all the Nets wanted, to be in the game with a chance. And Lopez an air ball. Booker fighting, trying to throw it off Steph. Saved it to Harris. Shot clock at 7. Randy Foy was going to throw a lob.
Randy Foy hasn't done much all night long.
That one knocked away. Pachulia is fouled. So a crazy sequence. And it's a 4-minute game with an 8-point lead.
5th personal 13 foul. Substitution for the Nets. Number 6, Sean Kovacic returns.
These games count as much as the Spurs games, the Rockets games. When they play the Celtics, Washington twice, you've got to stack up all these wins. So there's nothing for granted in the NBA. You think of the Warriors 73-9 year, losing to the Lakers, and the largest disparity between winning records and losing records. The Warriors are 4 of 15 shooting in the fourth and 0 for 3 on threes. And Curry missed that to the right.
He tried to draw a foul there. That was defended well that time. Can Troy get one for him?
Missing that three. Pachulia was shoved, but McCaw carries on. Steph didn't want the three this time. Ian, time to set his feet.
It's not going for him, is it?
Who's the foul on? It's on Zaza.
Yep, over the back.
It's the Warriors' 14th foul.
14th foul. Substitution for the Nets. 15, Isaiah Whitehead returns.
So Zaza with 5.
At the 6-minute mark, Zaza plus minus was the best of anybody on the Warriors. And now he's back in.
4 of 17. Fortunately, the Warrior defense has been good. And Lopez can't finish, but Booker shoved off.
I don't know what happened there because it looked like he had an inside position, didn't need to shove off.
You always say sometimes the hands are down here when you realize it and you look like you're doing something.
If you're big and strong, the way you shove off is with your body.
Yep.
You walk a man from behind under the basket with your hands out. They don't see it. It's an art.
We're just trying to get that double-digit lead again and a little more breathing room. Whitehead sticking with Steph Curry.
Yeah, they're overplaying every pass, every dribbler.
Steph went behind the back, got in to lay it in and draw the foul. The wizardry of Stephen Curry absolutely needed.
When the defense overplays you, make him pay the price. Backdoor cuts, then you get a switch, you get a big man on a small man, and you take advantage of it, as Stephen Curry did right here when they need the hoop. They're up by 10 again.
Xfinity player of the game, Klay Thompson with 24 points. Couple threes, 6 of 6 from the line. And without Kevin Durant playing, the Warriors have needed everything from Steph and Klay. Klay with 24, Curry with 23. Our Xfinity player of the game.
Klay just goes about his business. Boy, does he work hard. We've seen him many times, Bob, at practice, training camp, and what he does, the work that he puts in. Well, he is really incredibly disciplined.
Remember one of the first days of training camp where you were telling me Klay and Durant just going back and forth and shooting threes and the intensity that they were exhibiting, just bringing out the best in each other?
And this is after practice was all over, and they would do it for about a half hour, intensely. Just like it was NBA Finals for him.
Lopez steps through. Couldn't finish there. Booker trying to keep it alive, but he touched it last.
Iguodala helped out on that and maybe caused the miss. He sure helped.
Curry behind Pachulia, and that three is perfect.
There's that patience for the screen and the good hold on the screen by Pachulia. That's an art form, by the way. There aren't many people that can hold a man behind a screen, but Pachulia knows how to do it. This is really, really terrific. And they know that Lopez doesn't want to come out.
Deontay Weber hustling into the game. Steph Curry's night is done with 27. And when he needed it most, Steph with 8 closing points in the fourth quarter.
You force a man to be held up and then have to go under the screen while Steph is above the line. It's lights out. It's over.
Pat McCaw dropping in at 3. Good second half for Pat. He's got 9.
They found their offense here. with their defense still being solid.
Think about that road trip, Jim. Philadelphia, Washington, Chicago, New York, Atlanta. Clay passed it up. Iguodala to Briante Weber to lay it up and in. So for Brooklyn, they just run out of gas. An 11-0 Warrior run. It was 10-0 to end the first half. 11-0 here in the closing minutes of the fourth. And the Warriors are going to qualify for the playoffs for the 5th straight season with this win. And when you're clinching playoff spots in February, you're really good.
They'll move to 49-8. Or 49-9, is it?
49-9.
We'll take it.
So give me your thoughts on the road trip, because good look at the East with Philly, Washington, and then Chicago, New York, Atlanta. What's your thoughts on that trip?
Well, first of all, I like the way it's spread out. You play 2 games real quickly, then you get a little time off.
Okay.
They're going to be ready for it. This is a very, very tough month. It's a road trip, then you come back for 1 game, and then go to Minnesota, San Antonio. This is what the NBA is all about. The Warriors have had a pretty easy schedule. They had the All-Star break. You just never know about these teams. New York's in a lot of turmoil. Chicago, you don't know what to expect there. You just have to play to your own standard, and that's what this team is doing right now.
And everybody around the world trying to see Steph Curry, so it's the one and only time he goes to those eastern cities, and he is playing some pretty quality basketball. And he's done it over the last couple months.
Yep.
He looks in MVP form. He had 27 tonight, coming off that great Clipper victory. I think Steph was a little rejuvenated after the All-Star break. And he always has a good time. This was the season ticket holder kind of bowling for dollars, and Curry dunked that ball in the $2,500 bin.
That's nice. Well, he had 15 points in the first quarter tonight. He really tried to get this team off to a great start. Now the Nets hung with him, did a pretty good job. It was only a 4-point game, but I think Stephen Curry has found his groove.
Well, he's shooting over 50% on threes now the last 6 games. And we said this is a career best on threes at home at Oracle at over 46%. Trevor Booker dropping that in. For Brooklyn, their 16th straight loss, and they're on a super long road trip. They still got 5 more road games to play.
Yes, this is I believe it's an 8-game road trip. While the circus, the Ringling Brothers Circus, is back at the Barclays Center.
Well, we have complimented Kenny Atkinson and Sean Marks. Their team has not become a circus at all. These guys played really hard. They gave the Warriors all they wanted tonight. And they don't have the talent the Warriors do. They did not lack for effort and energy. Here's Briante Weber getting the jumper.
It's a jump shot.
Greg Gary Kalena getting ready for Honda Postgame Live. Final score will indicate rout. Brooklyn had been in the game for most of the game. They held the Warriors to 42% shooting. Took Curry with the pyrotechnics, his 8 late in the fourth quarter. Brook Lopez had a very rough night. 3 of 13, only 9 points, less than half his average. Briante Weber missing that 3, and Hamilton with the rebound. 49-9. 40 games over 500. Best record in the NBA. And bring on the road. 7 of the next 8 away from Oracle. The Warriors will be tested. Bob and Joe, enjoy that. And another playoff berth. 5 years in a row for the Dubs in the postseason. And they obviously have very lofty goals as the best team in the league. So no Durant, making sure that bruise on the left pinky finger is okay. KD expected to be fine for Philly and Washington. And so it took 27 from Steph and 24 from Clay, and JaVale McGee at 7-9, and he's
so this is a great game. We got the win. How do you feel about how I performed, I guess?
I thought you were very impressive off the bench. A lot of energy, as always.
Yes, I try to bring the energy when I go out there. So as you came to the game, what made you wear this nice ensemble that you have on today?
You know what? I just wanted to wear color with the braid, which is new. Do you like the braid?
I like the dress. I like the dress.
You don't like the braid, you do?
But I got some wild braids in my hair too. So we're twins on that.
Basically. All right, can I get one in? Can I get a question? Okay. You guys had 11 blocks tonight. What is going on with you guys, the clicking of rim protection lately?
Defense is what we're trying to do. That's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to be better on defense. Obviously, we have 4 threats on offense. We're not worried about offense. We're trying to get better on defense, and that's really been the emphasis.
And what have you taken from all of those successful stints starting and now coming back off the bench? What have you taken?
Just trying to stay ready and keep bringing energy. That's all I'm trying to do. It doesn't matter if I start or I come off the bench. I'm just trying to play my role and come up and bring energy.
Bigger than all of that, you're really not sure about this braid?
I'm going to leave it alone.
Okay, I'm not going to comment on your braids. I'll let you go, though. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, hey, Fitz, do you like my braid? What's going on?
I'm a huge Star Wars fan, Roz. The Princess Leia work, that look is working for everybody. 112-95, the Warriors win it. JaVale, he is bringing energy. 7 points and 9 rebounds. Warrior postgame live, presented by Honda, is coming up right now. 49-9, on to the playoffs for the 5th year in a row.